What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Sunday evening. Normally, I don't do a video on Sundays, but plans got pretty much canceled. So I figured I'd take care of this tonight rather than waiting until Monday. Now, recently, someone sent me a video that Vegan Gains actually confronted Dr. Greger. Now, as in case you guys don't know, I'm very familiar with Dr. Greger. If you wanted to know who was the head boss of all vegans, that would probably be him. He is a physician, researcher, activist of all things vegan. I mean, if you're playing a video game, you have your sub bosses. He is the final boss of all vegans, in other words. That's who I would consider as the final boss of all vegans at this present time. He's a member, research advocate of the Vegan Society. I mean, one of the most respected vegans in the world, one of the most respected ones. Now, I've not seen this video yet so we're going to go ahead and play it and I shall comment on it and see what he was talking about. So far, it doesn't look good just from appearances, but here we go, folks. Whoa, what a big surprise. Richard is telling Dr. Greger, one of the most respected people in the vegan society, that he's wrong about something. Why am I not surprised at it? It does look like he's gotten a little bit husky, but let's go ahead and continue. It wasn't looking at intake, it was looking at cereal concentrations. No, it wasn't. So, you're right. So, I mean, and I talk about all the immunological factors. It dates back before we see it speak on the market. So, obviously, it wasn't exogenous. It was all endogenous. And so, in fact, I did video. You see my video about it? I did video. Just trashing all those studies. Again, they did the interventional studies. They found that you can get up levels that actually cause the I am going to let you guys know that he's a very eccentric person there. Uh, Even if it's something minor, then he's going to be flailing around his arms there. So that's just normal behavior. That's the problem. Okay, you're talking about the paper that that actually, and that was looking at intake. So it was a threefold study, right? So it was an animal component, there was a human component, and then the epidemiology. I agree, epidemiology is crap. I mean, in that particular sense, observational evidence can't tell because it wasn't even Squidward days, right? It was beforehand. It's amazing. So yeah, so I did a video about that. But yeah, no, but it's the interventional stuff that really just like, oh shit, okay. Okay, so you're telling me with the intervention study, they were able to reduce a clotting? So they were able to raise the levels of erythritol in their blood to the level which clotted in vitro. Okay, in vitro, in vivo, you can actually use clotting. Yeah. Okay, in what? Did you read that study? In an animal model? No, so they did have an animal model, so that was their ego, and they also did an in vitro where they just took human blood and showed the increased clotting at the level of concentration. They took volunteers, had them measured how much erythritol was in their blood, and found that you can reach those levels that cause. Okay, folks, and I almost forgot to mention here what they're arguing about is basically a sugar substitute there. The FDA thinks that there's some health risk to it there, and it's on the market. But I forgot to mention that we're talking about, sugar substitutes here. So let me go ahead and continue. Sure. The problem though is in the epidemiological study, they didn't actually look at it. That's what I told you. That's exactly what my whole video was about. Well, right, but if there wasn't the interventional component, oh yeah, totally. Obviously, Richard didn't watch all of his videos here. I guess he just ran into Dr. Greger and decided just to go and confront him about, this type of stuff there, which, really,
I would rather, given his position, I would expect that Richard would try to pick his mind rather than just argue with him about a subject there. It's very odd there. I mean, if I went and met Michael Jordan, for example, I wouldn't argue about his games or anything. I would want to pick his brain about his favorite games, his favorite cigar, and, his highlights of his career rather than just arguing about plays that he didn't. So, this is kind of weird, folks. Let's continue.
Well, no, the problem is if they weren't looking at intake, you have no idea if the erythritol and the elevated erythritol
no, is. They did the individual thing where they fed people erythritol. They gave them erythritol. Read the study. Or you gotta actually read the study, not just read blogs about the study.
Okay, I don't know if we're talking about the same paper.
Yeah, there's only one little paper on erythritol. How did one
right, they only looked at serum concentrations. They didn't measure it.
They gave them erythritol.
No, they were only looking at serum concentrations. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, no. You want whip out your phone, pull up the study, and I'll show you. I did not. That's awesome.
Gates, 300,000. So you guys should have a proper debate on erythritol.
There's really nothing to debate, but I've been talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, you know Avi, right?
Obviously, Dr. Greger's going to know a lot more about the study than Richard. You want to know why? Because he actually participated into the study itself there as far as the sugar substitute is concerned. So he's going to have firsthand knowledge of it as opposed to Richard, who's been just sitting in his apartment, getting humiliated and twerking for money and being on OnlyFans. But let's continue.
Right, Dr. Avi?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm a Patreon. I'm a Patreon supporter of them.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, would you be down to set up a debate with Richard?
About
Erythritol? Yeah.
it's nothing to debate, dude.
Oh, I mean, you have this.
Why in the world would Dr. Greger even debate vegan gains? He's not a. Richard has a misconception that he's a public figure in the vegan community. He really isn't at this point in time based upon his activities here.
No, I mean, it's just.
And he is correct. There's really nothing to debate there.
If you reread the study and still think there's a problem, then we'll talk. Okay, sure. All right. But I think you'll be like, oh shit, there it is.
So at this point in time here, he checked his phone to take another look at the study. Here's the thing, folks. Any type of study is going to take at least an hour or 2 hours to decipher. But how in the world is it possible for him to decipher something in like maybe a minute or two while he's walking around? But let's see here what he does.
Erythritol intake is produced endogenously, so you don't know if there's a causal link. Like the only thing we have is an in vivo study and an in vitro study. Right. Okay, well, it's very low quality of research if you're relying on in vivo and in vitro.
Low quality research? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Really?
Just because you can use clotting in a petri dish or in another animal, that doesn't mean that in a human body, just because you have elevated levels, that's going to cause clotting.
I mean, at that level, it causes
You don't know if it does.
Yes, it shows.
You don't know if it does. No, you know it does in a petri dish.
Right.
Yeah, but you can do anything in a petri dish.
But you are getting.
Let me give you folks an analogy as far as what Richard is saying there. How would I know? It's only in a petri dish. That's right. It's similar to asking whether someone is gay or not, though. Does a person have to take it up the ass in order to know whether they're gay or not? I mean, seriously, that's what this relation is all about there, as far as this is concerned. When it comes to any type of study, it has to be done in a safe manner. You can't get to the point to where you could possibly go and kill someone. But let's continue.
Pro-clotting levels of erythritol in your system.
You don't know if it's pro-clotting.
That in vitro study says it's
You
pro-clotting.
don't know if it's pro-clotting. It's not a randomized trial in a human being. It's just a petri dish.
Pro-clotting studies in a human being.
Well, wait. In the epidemiological, well, you can.
To give people clots?
Well, no, you don't know if it would.
So Richard is wanting a human study on this stuff to see whether it induces blood clotting. Here's the problem there, Richard. If it does and that happens on one of those studies there, you can end up killing someone. And killing someone in a study is not a good idea, especially since you don't want to test it on animals, obviously, being vegans and all.
Induce clotting.
Well, you would if you could. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
not do
there
that.
are people who
Let's
take
not do that.
erythritol is considered safe to consume anyway, so it would be able to pass an ethics board just fine.
To randomize after that study came out, I don't think so.
Oh, I think so. And again, you don't know if the people in the study got those erythritol levels through intake. It could have been produced endogenously.
They just gave it from.
No, not in the epidemiological study. They only looked at circulating levels.
That's what I'm saying.
No, they only looked at circulating levels, so you don't know if it was through intake, and you don't know if the event risk, the increased events, was due to the erythritol. You're talking about people who were overweight, had heart disease, diabetic.
You're quoting from my video.
You're talking. Then you're just making assumptions based on the in vitro study and the in vivo.
He hasn't made any assumptions there. He did the study there as best as possible there, He's not going to do a study to the point to where he's going to end up killing someone, I mean, this isn't Nazi Germany or anything.
You're right, I am, of course.
That's crazy. You can induce clotting with plenty of different things and see weird things happen in a petri dish. Doesn't mean you're going to actually. No. Okay. Tell me if erythritol was so dangerous and induced clotting like this. How is this never being detected? It would have been detected before. You're talking about an extremely sick. You're talking about an extremely sick population. You don't even know their levels of intake of erythritol.
You're arguing against.
Sorry about the skipping, folks, there. I don't know who the white guy is here. Must be a friend of Richard's. I'm actually surprised that he actually has friends. But let's continue.
You have no way to know if there's a causal relationship. You can't establish that with in vitro and in vivo experiments either. Then why are you making the recommendation? There's really no reason to be precautionary. When you're talking about extremely sick populations,
Extremely sick populations.
the people in that study were diabetic, had heart disease, overweight, they're extremely sick.
Well, anyone that's going to participate in a study is not going to be in perfect health there, Richard. I mean, you're going to have some people with heart disease. And to be honest with you, that's the people that you actually want in a particular study to begin with.
They're extremely sick. I don't know how you can make the link between erythritol and those deaths when you're talking about a sick population.
100% didn't, and I have a video exactly saying the opposite of what you just
So your
attributed to.
recommendation is entirely based on the in vitro and in vivo experiments?
Yes.
Okay. Well, fair enough. We'll get talking to you.
Any final words there?
Making a recommendation to avoid erythritol entirely based on in vitro and in vivo experiments in an animal model is crazy, so that's the only thing I have to say there.
Yeah, his followers kind of seemed like ideologues. Like, they were very averse to you debating. And she was saying stuff to me like, this is ridiculous. I was like, I think it's fair to hold public figures to account for this.
First and foremost, why in the world would someone like him debate someone like Richard there? Okay? He is a renowned doctor. You're on OnlyFans, okay? It's like The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth. I think I've had enough of this oatmeal mush. All right, folks, you guys wanted me to review this video. I consider it an actual waste there. Richard had all the opportunity to go and pick this man's brain there, in other words. Instead, he brings an argument over some sugar substitute. Why? First and foremost, that particular venue is not the proper environment to go and start a debate with someone, especially since Richard obviously did not do the research or anything prior to even confronting him. But the worst thing I find is just the complete lack of disrespect for a renowned figure such as Dr. Greger. He has a DR next to his name for a reason there, okay? He has a DR, you are a DICK. That's all I got to say tonight. Like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. Also visit vincegoodrum.com. And as always, peace and soul.